people of God. This is Rashana B back with On My Way Up movement, and I'm back with a quick word. So the Lord led me to read Joshua 17, and in Joshua 17, it talks about how, in short, the Israelites get into the promised land. They were supposed to conquer the land. Conquering the land doesn't mean necessarily moving into the land. It does not necessarily mean staking a claim on the land, but it also means in subduing everything within the land that is against you. Okay, so you conquer the land or you conquer the people. And in these days and this time and this day and age, or in that day and age, the Lord always seen to it that they killed off the whole uh tribe or the whole village or the whole city. They killed babies, they killed the women, the children, and of course the men. But you were to wipe out your enemies completely. And again, this is what they were supposed to do. But because they were intimidated by the Canaanites, because they were probably weary from being in the wilderness, maybe for some reason they were lacking in faith and they just didn't feel like, putting up a fight and standing in faith, or maybe they just were intimidated by their enemy. But the best that they could do by the end of this chapter, when they rose up in strength, the Bible say when they rose up in strength, okay, that the best that they did, or the most that they did to their enemies, was make them slaves. Okay, and the Bible in that chapter specifically ends in a way that lets us know that this was a very, very bad mistake. This was a very bad decision that they in their strength. Okay, that means when they were in the apex of their strength, in the prime of their victory, instead of you conquering them, you decided to make them slaves. And this would leave an unchecked enemy. Okay, this would later be an enemy that will continue to war against them and cause them all kind of turmoil. Okay, the Canaanites were an enemy unto God, and it was a reason why God wanted them to wipe them out. And I wanted to talk to some of you who God have told you to cut certain people off, to stop dealing with a certain person or in the relationship, and you're continuing to deal with the person. And even though you may not be dealing with them to the extent that you initially were, you're still dealing with them. You, when they call here and there, you answer the call, you respond to their text. Maybe you're letting them pull up on you here and there. Maybe you're pulling up on them here and there. Maybe you meeting them somewhere. Maybe you're hanging out. Maybe you're still smoking with them, still drinking with them. Maybe you're still kind of, kicking it on the low here and there when it's convenient, when you're in a feeling to do so. And so these things are dangerous because the Lord has told you to cut the relationship off, and you are steady dealing with them. That will rise up against you. Please obey the Lord. When he tells you to cut a person off or cut a thing off, it's for a reason.